How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Echoes of Ragnarok, episode 3. We are back with this story, this adventure. It's been a fantastic journey so far, and I'm very excited to see where this goes. We have a full party today as well. Our wonderful Ulf is back with us, and we are very excited to see where he has been for the last day or so. But yes, before we get started, we will be jumping into it very soon, but before we get started, just a reminder that we are, of course, affiliated with, first of all, Arkenforge, who makes some fantastic map-making software and toolkits. If you use the code MetalGM, you can get $5 off off the Arkenforge base toolkit. But we are also affiliated with Green Ronin Publishing, who make Fantasy Age, which is the system that we are running today. And they make a number of other fantastic systems, including Modern Age, Blue Rose, and Dragon Age. Yes, that Dragon Age. So if you want to get yourself any of the Age system sourcebooks, including PDFs or anything that Green Ronin make, you can use the code MetalGM to get 5% off your order at the Green Ronin web store. So, go and check that out, too. But with that all said, real quick, just to go around the room again, can we all introduce ourselves? Because we have a wonderful cast of players who you should also be checking out. Starting with Moodley.
Hi, I'm Moodley. I spent the last session flirting with unattainable women, and then ran into a creepy guy in the corner.
It wasn't me.
And Frax.
I don't think I can top that. I'm playing Ulf Sigurdsson. I am a military veteran. I have joined this band of merry people trying to see the better part of the world, and so far it has been rough. That's a bit of an understatement, but you'll find out.
And Mac.
Hello, everyone. I am Hephaestus Mac. I am playing Hugo DCD Smith. He is a dwarf who is on his way and really hoping to become a forge master. So join him on that.
Awesome. And last but definitely not least caffeinated, Rogue.
Hello, I am the Earl of Gout, also known as the Overworked Rogue, and I am playing Eric, the town doctor and local depressed mess.
Oh, God.
And he has now gained a title that he does not know the extent of how far it will be, and it's probably going to haunt him for a while. But I'm excited.
Hell yeah.
The joys of in-pub improv.
Indeed.
Yes.
The joys of open mic improv night and trying to think up things on the spot. All glory to the Earl of Gout. Exactly. Cool. Well, yes, we had a fantastic session last time, and hopefully this one will be just as good. But with that all said, let's jump on in to our next session of Echoes of Ragnarok. And welcome back. So, when last we left our intrepid heroes, the three of you, Eric, Hugo, and Ada, seemingly lost your new friend in the crowd for a moment, and found your way further into the Festival of Sigablot. You found various games, and eventually made your way into the upper end of the market, where you find some slightly fancier things, including some very nicely made firearms from Kolmunda. After a brief discussion with the smith, who was selling a number of tools and weapons, but didn't seem to be the one making these firearms, as it were, you commissioned a few pieces from him, and then made your way down to the Drunken Drakkar in hopes of finding Smoke. Smoke? Yes.
Yes.
The creator of these wondrous firearms. At the Drunken Drakkar, you did find Smoke, but you also discovered that he was not one too big on small talk, and not one to give up his secrets too easily.
A man with few secrets won't give them up easy.
Mm-hmm. But you, hanging out at the Drunken Drakkar for a little bit, you discovered there was a festivity planned, which was the Battle of the Boasts, a sort of ad-lib, improv, sort of pub game, where the three of you inserted yourselves into this story told by Frida, who is sort of a bit of a local celebrity, kind of the sort of the belle of the lower town.
So basically the local hottie.
Pretty much, yeah. Very much he is, sort of the, what's a girl like you doing here, a lot. Through the Battle of the Boasts, you very much impressed the crowd, to the point where one of you was bestowed a new title. The Earl of Gout has arrived. But you also discovered, Ada found from Frida, that Ulf had been seen within the tavern, accompanied by Sigrun, the head of the local Varg branch, who had apparently taken him upstairs to one of the rooms. And now we take a little bit of a step back, rolling back a little bit, to that room. Ulf. Earlier in the day, essentially just not long after your viewing of the opening of the Sigablot Festival by Bragi and Idun, you were wandering with your friends, your new friends, when you felt a sort of a arm, like a hand hook your arm. You turn to look and you see Sigrun standing there, sort of sidelong at you as she jerks her head to the side and leads you off, sort of just in the sense of, I think you and I need to have a chat.
Understood. And I follow.
Mm-hmm. She takes you to this tavern pretty much on the waterfront. It's very central to the harbor. It's a large, square, wooden building, quite, sturdy, and seems not too old, but definitely it's been here a while. The main feature of this building is that you suddenly realize that the roof itself is an upturned longship. Across the front, you see in large, faded, though obviously repainted several times, letters. There is the words, "The Drunken Drakkar." Led inside, there are a number of people. It's very busy. Like, especially, even for this time of day, it is quite busy. You see a long bar runs down almost the entirety of the right side of the building with a number of tables. There's 2 fire pits in the middle of the room. And there's a number of sort of different sized and shaped tables around with a whole lot of patrons there drinking and laughing and joking. As you're walking in, how... I'm just trying to think of how to phrase this question. How susceptible is Ulf to a pretty face?
Susceptible, but he has sort of had to teach himself to suppress that so he could focus on missions.
Okay.
So he's definitely observant, but he tries to look the other way.
So amongst the general rabble, like, probably the main thing you notice being the, shall we say, the main source of movement in this crowd, towards the back of the room where there is this, at the back of the room there is a stage. And just in front of that, amongst the tables, you see many people sitting down, but there is one woman who catches your eye fairly quickly. She's sort of shifting between tables and laughing, and doesn't really seem to be actually sort of like serving drinks or, you know, checking on anyone really. It's more almost like she is in a way performing, but it's more in a sense of just like she is engaging with people. She's talking, she's laughing, she's every so often you gather that she might sort of tell a bit of a poem or make a joke or something like that. But it's an odd thing, but she is quite striking. Sort of long curly red hair down one side, braided tightly on the other side. She wears this long green dress that's like hitched up to a belt on one side that's so that she can move easily. Under which she has sort of like fairly tight pants and knee-high laced leather boots. As you notice as you enter, Sigrun takes a bottle that seems to be put on the counter almost like absent-mindedly by one of the bartenders. And as far as you saw, no payment was given for it. As you make your way to the back towards a set of stairs leading up, you see this woman who's been working, you know, sort of walking around. You see her. Anyone else would have missed it. But as you look over, you see her eyes rise up and sort of flicker between you and Sigrun in a very sort of like clocking, like I'm just logging that away for a bit sort of way, before she returns to this, you know, sort of vibrant character. Sigrun leads you upstairs to a long corridor, along the sides of which you see there are a number of doorways that you can imagine lead to rooms. She takes you down to pretty much the last door on the right. Opening it up, there is a table in the middle of the room with a number of chairs around it. Around the outside, there are, you know, sort of cabinets and a small writing desk. But you notice there is no bed. She wanders around to the other side of the table, puts the bottle down, and gestures to one of the chairs for you to sit.
Slowly make my way over, push the chair out from under the table with my foot, and I gently sit down. So, that one downstairs, no offense to anyone here, but she's not from here, is she? She's a bit too, for this town. No offense.
Sigrid pauses, her eyebrows raising as she looks and says, "And what would give you that idea?"
Just seems a bit different, a bit I'll speak plain, prettier than most in this town. Again, no offense.
None taken.
What's your deal? And why have you got me here? What do you need? Do you want to clock in that favor yet? Is that what you need, or?
She raises her hands. It's let's calm the questions for a moment. I generally like them one at a time.
Understood.
She wanders over to one of the cabinets and opens it up, takes out 2 glasses, looks into one of them and sort of shakes it a bit to get, dust motes out of it, and then wanders back over. She says, "The one downstairs that you refer to, or at least the one I assume you're referring to, is Frida. She was born here, but spent her childhood sneaking into, the upper circle of the city, where they get more of the imported talent. But no, as far as I know, she is Vartengata from birth."
Understood.
As for your second question, I was thinking, and I realized that the way that we met originally may have been a little, if you'll excuse the pun, cold.
That's one way to put it. I'd say painful, excruciating, near death. But cold, we'll go with cold.
I would assume that a son of Vali, or soldier of Vali, or whatever you call yourself, would be used to these sorts of encounters.
Usually we've at least got someone with us. We're rarely on our own. And when we are on our own, it's normally a quick in and out mission. It's never an attack on a bunch of us that are just going off to see the world. I think that's what struck me as different. I wasn't in a combat zone. I wasn't on a mission. I was going to see a festival. And now I don't even know if my friends are alive. So forgive me for taking this a little differently.
Oh. I suppose the soldiers of Vali are not as heartless as they're made out to be.
Propaganda's a hell of a thing, isn't it? But it works. You're all scared of us. Probably not you, but the majority of people.
Indeed. It seems that perhaps our lines of work are not so different after all. So, tell me, and she starts to pour the drinks, and she starts to pour the mead into the glasses, and she says, what was your... What took you into Vali's service? It seems it's such an odd thing that he has so many soldiers, yet I've never heard of his recruitment process? He doesn't exactly put up banners.
Well, we had a recruitment drive. He made cakes. It was a good time. We all joined.
Can you roll me a deception check, please?
All right,
Please
that is
let this succeed. I need them to believe this.
This is now going to be the propaganda.
what would deception? Oh, I've got
Is
+1 in deception.
Communication. So
Yep. So that would be a 13.
okay. You see a moment where sort of one eyebrow raises. And she just sort of cocks her head for a moment, and then there's this, like, closing her eyes and nodding. She goes, I see. And then I guess, following this cupcake ceremony, what was your role within Vali's?
The royal baker.
What
He
is-
did the icing.
Poison
sprinkles
taster.
he made the fairy bread.
A truly honorable role.
Sorry, continue.
What a tense moment.
Mhm.
bread.
I grew up-
eternal war.
I grew up learning to hunt in a small town. I was a blacksmith. I followed in my father's footsteps in that regard. I would bring food from the local forests to my small group of people. And evidently, the skill with a bow has other uses, doesn't it? People stand a lot more still than animals. Much easier.
So you're a hunter.
Could say that.
Good. Interesting. I've seen a lot of the hunt, as it were, back from my younger years before this life. It's a thrilling endeavor. As she goes to speak again, she sort of gets out and you hear a creak coming from the hallway behind you.
Just sort of
As-
snap my head to look
yeah.
over my shoulder a little bit.
Her eyes like dart up to the door, and there is this, like, as you look at, like, looking over at the door, roll me a perception check real quick.
All right. Yeah, Captain, I ain't seeing much.
Mm-mm.
That is a 6.
Okay. Yeah, looking over the door, as you turn, it's like there's no sign under the door, like there's no shadow under the door, there's nothing to see. There's no real sign of anything. It could have just been a old building, wind, something. But as you look back at Sigrun, there is this just coy, like, knowing smile on her face. And as she leans back, she sort of takes another sip from her drink and she says, now I think, and there is a almighty crash downstairs. Like, there is a bang. She sits up, like, stands up suddenly. From the corridor outside, you hear footsteps running down the corridor very quickly. And from downstairs, you hear this sort of group sort of gasp, and then a number of shrieks and cries. What do you do?
I quickly stand up, on my boot where my knife sits, I will just unlatch the little leather bit around the handle, and I start to make my way out.
All right, cool. You make your way out. You can hear downstairs the sound of more sounds of like thuds and crashing and people shouting. Charging down the stairs, as you like bolt down just at the base of the stairs, you catch up with Ada, who seems to be standing at the base of the stairs looking out across the room. The rest of you, so those of you who are downstairs here, as you're sitting around enjoying your drinks, enjoying the festivities, at the front door there is a sudden crash as one of the doors is just thrown open and like slams against the wall. You quickly get to your feet and turn around, and you see essentially 4 hooded men charging in. They all have sort of like heavy bludgeons, and one of them, as he walks in, just cracks a dude across the face. The guy spins and slumps to the floor, eerily still. As you turn and like look around, you see Ada and Ulf like rush down the stairs, and stop to look. I need everyone to roll initiative.
How do we roll initiative in this game?
How do we do that?
It is all 3d6 plus your dexterity.
Oh, I'm good at that. Yay.
If you get a double in this, does that mean anything?
No.
Ah, damn. I got 2 6s. All right.
And I'm just going to quickly switch this over to our combat screen.
It's so fancy.
It's fancy when it works.
We didn't get to see anything yet, so he's had us on like, it shall be revealed.
Oh my god.
Hang on. God, I should have tested this.
I can't see a thing.
He's
I'm
working on it.
blind.
Have I not given
He's-
everyone sight yet? Hold on a second.
Someone help me.
It's it's. I'm just like headcanning it that he's just slumped on the floor.
There we go.
He's just like, help!
Easy
I can't
fix.
see. And it's like,
I'm blinded. And it's just, I pick my head up. I've got a bucket on
there
my
we
head. I'm blinded. They've taken off my
Yeah.
eyes.
No, it's the what was it? The Warcraft 3 thing that all I see is blackness. Oh, my goodness down.
it's like, open your eyes, and it's like, oh,
I can
Sorry.
see.
And it's 5. It was 5. Sorry, 5 hooded figures.
look at me.
Okay. Let me just bring up the thing. Cool. So. Okay. 20 plus?
Nope.
20 to 15.
Yeah, 15.
I got 19.
Okay, so 19. Oh. 15. Ada. So 15 to 10. Good work. 10 to 5.
We've had a lot to drink.
Yeah.
6.
9.
Yay!
Hey, we make 69. Woo!
Oh. She finally gets it.
Hey,
He
it
finally
takes
gets
me a hot second. Like I said, I've been drinking. The
Cool.
the Earl of Gout doesn't concern himself with math.
How many organs does someone have? Fuck it, we'll shove another one in there.
Now that one I won't F up.
Cool. So, as you, So rising from your seats or like running down the stairs, you... Where's my thing here? There it is. You find yourself as suddenly these 5 bandits pushing their way through the doors and start like just randomly bludgeoning people. Top of the round. Ulf, you are up first.
All right. So where those dudes down there? All right.
Yep. To give you an idea just for the movement thing, the each square is 2 yards.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah,
I can move 6.
Okay, thank you.
And that includes diagonal, obviously.
Cool. I am going to push up to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
How do I move my character? There we go. Going to push up to the bar. I am going to, from my like pack, reach in and pull out what appears to be a folded up recurve bow. It's very scrappily made. It folds out. It's got chunks of old engraved wood, pieces of different metals and that, some pulley systems and whatnot. And I'm going to take aim at just the closest one. Before firing, I'm just going to call out, "What are you doing? It's a celebration."
I was about to ask if they're friends of yours.
It's a celebration.
Do I
Can't you
recognize them?
see this is a party?
You do not. Okay, cool. So are you firing or are you just shouting?
I'm going to fire a warning shot. Try to aim like right near one of their legs, potentially like just nick their leg.
All right, cool. I won't make you roll. I won't make you roll. It's not necessarily an attack roll unless you want to roll for it.
No, I'm happy to just fire off a shot.
Yeah. So you fire off a shot. It clips into like just like skims across like the shin enough to break the fabric, and you gather probably graze the skin, but not enough to necessarily injure. You notice that this I will say roll me a perception check, please.
Perception. All right. That is a total of 15.
15. You notice that, like, you've definitely, as you look, you see, like, that slight tint of blood on the fabric. Like, in the same way that you would see on someone who would graze their knee or something like that. He didn't flinch.
Right.
Like, he did not move at all when that hit. As he's just sort of continuously, like, heads whipping from side to side, just looking for the next closest person.
Oh boy.
But with that, Ada, it is your turn.
Okay. Ada is going to like whistle, and 2 women look at her, just 2 random women who were mulling around in the crowd, and she just like points to the back door. They're like, "Get out."
Yep.
And she takes her dagger and walks a couple of steps and chucks it to Frida. And then she pulls out her bow and jumps on stage, which is like, because she's... I'll just take her off the screen. That'll be great.
Wee.
Whee!
Just fade from existence.
Just favorite. So she jumps up on stage to get the best possible view of them. Can I make a perception check to see who I think's in charge?
I would say it's not... I would say it's fairly easy, like, looking over the 5 of them. If there is a leader, they're not doing a good job. As far as you can see, they don't seem that... There's no really much difference in how they're dressed. And they don't seem to be really following any sort of pattern at this moment. They are literally just like, whoever is closest is getting hit.
Let me just check if there's anything else fancy. that I can do. She's just going to try and see whichever one is closest to her people.
Mm-hmm.
So closest to the women who are leaving.
Yeah.
And then just like pull out her crossbow and be like, come on.
So you would probably say
And take a
like,
shot.
obviously the furthest one north, like I guess, or the top one's
Yeah.
probably the closest to everything, but then at the same time, does this work? Yeah, that one's probably people are probably more over here.
Yeah, so
So-
take out the second one. Go for the second one. Because the other two are probably closer physically to that one. So she's going to shoot for this guy who's kind of can possibly go around people. Now, cheat sheet.
Cool. So roll an attack.
No problem. What's the attack roll on a crossbow? I can't remember if it's. I think it's
It'd be
accuracy. Isn't it?
accuracy.
It's- yeah.
So you add accuracy and your bow focus. If you have that.
I do not have a bow focus.
Okay.
10, 13. 13.
13. Boop. Sorry, I'm pretty sure that hits. Yes, that hits.
Okay, 2d6 plus 1 damage. So 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. So that's sorry, 4. Yep. So you like taking out your crossbow, elevated on the stage, you see this one as he starts to sort of make his way like lumbering towards the retreating crowd. The bolt soars across the tavern through just over the fire pit and like hits into his shoulder. He recoils, like the shoulder rolling back as he looks down and he looks up at you. You see as he looks up towards you, you see beneath his hood, his face seems like quite pale. And his eyes are wild, like essentially like pupils like pinpricks, wide, very alert eyes. As he turns to you. Cool. With that, Eric, it is your turn.
Oh dear God, I shouldn't have drank before this. Oh Jesus.
Liquid courage.
Honestly, I feel like he. Would I have any chance to actually see what Ada saw?
Yeah. So you being closer and also being, I guess, so being medically trained, as this one, and you probably see from the others as well, there is a almost like bestial aggression to them. Like it is not, this is beyond just like even like drunken or sort of thug mentality. This is straight up, if you are within hitting distance, you're getting hit. And the way like sort of heads are looking around, you even see it past them like bits of foam at the corners of the mouth as they're pressing forward. But they seem, especially the eyes, seem extremely focused and like wild.
Can I make potentially a perception check to just medically assess them of whether or not like this could have been something they've taken, or is this a potential magic, a sort of influence of origin, essentially? I'm kind of wanting to determine to see if they took something.
You can make that as a What's a medicine check in this again? I think it's intelligence.
Mhm.
But yes, no. So make a intelligence, like a medicine check, please. Intelligence,
Okay.
healing, or whatever it is.
So I rolled an 8. Do I plus on?
So you would add in
Like-
your intelligence and the healing or medicine. I believe it's healing focus. Is that correct? Oh, wait a minute.
Potentially.
Or is
I'm
it-
sorry, folks. I am out of practice.
That's all right. I am also.
I'm just a moron.
No, we're all learning.
We're learning. Learn together with us, audience.
Yes.
What is your like under one of them? There should be.
Mhm.
Actually, just make it a. What do you have under perception?
Searching.
Searching. Okay. Well, just give me a perception check then.
Sick. I'll do that. So that'll be +2 because of my focus. That is a 10.
10. Cool.
Yep.
From what you can see, looking as you sort of like looking him over, trying to the ones that you can see parts of the skin and the features, they're showing definitely signs that would suggest they've taken something.
Mhm.
But
Got it.
but it's almost like everything that you like try to connect it to, there's a vital symptom missing. Like in the
I
sense of you're
see.
sitting there going like, okay, but it could be this thing, but this thing would create like raised veins or like, darkened veins, and there's no visible veins. There's this thing, but it would create bloodshot eyes, and their eyes aren't bloodshot. Like everything seems to be coming back, like everything seems to be sort of leaving you to the ideal that you gather that there is something affecting these guys, but you can't pinpoint it.
Got it. Do I have enough actions left to potentially do an attack?
I would say that would be a minor action, so
Cool. I would love to do an arcane blast, please. So, gonna attack.
Also, just on the point of sort of like major and minor and variable actions. So every turn you get a major action and a minor action, or you can take 2 minor actions. Move is a minor action.
Got it.
There is, if you want to attack and move and do a minor action, there is charge, which is you can move half your speed and then attack. But yes, just remember that, like, as far as actions go, move is a minor action.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Crying
Okay,
is
good.
and crying is always a free action.
Aw, thank you.
Cool. So roll your attack.
All right. Okay, that is. Excuse me, math. That is another 8.
8 total.
Yes. Do I have to plus on fighting?
So you would add, you should have next to your weapon your plus to hit. But it'll be, what are you using?
My magic is usually on willpower. Just
No,
arcane blast.
Arcane Blast. Arcane Blast.
Yes.
Is accuracy, and you should, if you have the focus for Arcane Blast. Which I am assuming from your face that you do not. That's all right. So you
I'm
add.
sorry.
No, that's all
I
good.
believe you handed away all your
You add
scalps.
your accuracy then.
Okay, cool. So that'll be again a 10 total.
10 total.
Mhm.
So you fire off this this blast of arcane energy that soars across the way. As you fire off, the bandit sort of like lunges forward at someone just to like startle them backwards, and it just like over its shoulder and slams into the wall.
Damn it. I should be more practicing with that.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Cool. But
And I just slowly move I forget his name. I move the dwarf in front of me.
Wait, what?
You're stronger than me. Despite the fact I'm like I am very much still what's it called? Exposed because he's so short.
It's okay. Wow.
Oh no. We're surrounded.
No, we're surrounded.
Shit.
That
So-
changes my plan.
But this guy literally put like an arrow in his shoulder. Is just like moving forward as if it was nothing.
He seems to be like as he's moving forward, he seems fairly unaffected by it. Like it's looking at it, it's in there. Like it's definitely hit, but it is like he does not seem to be heeding it at all. Cool. Well, with that, so the two next to Hugo and Rogue are going to make an attack with their cudgels. So for the one for Rogue,
Not Ichabod Crane, so fragile.
I'm squishy.
that is a 14 to hit. So that'll be against your defense.
Up on my defense. I do have that written down somewhere, I swear.
It'll be on the top of your character sheet.
Just below where your class is.
Yeah.
Can I do you know what your speed is?
Yes, I do, sorry. My run is like 24.
So your speed is 12, which means that unless you are carrying a shield, your defense will also be 12.
Yes, thank you.
So that
I will.
hits.
Oh god.
Oh, squishy.
So he rushes forward. You see he roars as he like charges forward, striking with a backhand strike with this fairly like, you know, crude, what is essentially like something that could be passed. It's a shillelagh. Like it could be passed for a walking stick, but it is entirely like it is a club. As he cracks into your ribs, you take 7 points of damage.
My
So
body.
a real quick point, I don't know if it would count for you because I don't think it's really going to matter for you. But for everyone else, if you have armor works as a soak. And unless I say otherwise, it does not break, like it doesn't go away. So it means that if you take damage, unless I'd say it's piercing or penetrating or whatever it is, you minus the amount from your armor off the damage before, and then you take the rest to your hit points.
Mm-hmm.
However, being a mage, rogue probably won't have armor.
No, I'm wearing clothes like a normal person.
For Mac,
My
I have
defense
that.
is like 42.
no, it's not. That is a 12 to hit.
That does hit. My defense is 11.
So that is 5 points of damage. As the
Ouch.
as this one sort of clambers around to the side, charges up, and just like cracks you in the shoulder with this club. The others are continuing to sort of essentially just terrorize the people around, and one has essentially climbed over the bar and starts to just essentially just starts to break stuff. Like he is just wrecking carnage behind the bar.
Oh, no, mate.
But with that, Hugo, it is your turn.
I could have let you off, but you've hurt the booze. I can't allow it. I question.
Yeah.
I probably have 2 or 3 questions. First question: the stunt points from the last session, are they still in play?
So stunt points only count for the role that they are created on.
Ah, damn.
So I think Envoy is the only one that has the ability to like save or transfer stunt points in certain situations. But stunt points are very much they're used on the roll or they're they're wasted.
Okay.
So we can give stunt points if we generate stunt points but they have to use that stunt point on their next roll.
Yeah. Stunt points are very much a fleeting thing.
And we get a standard major action and a minor action, right? One of each.
So you either get a major action and a minor action or 2 minor actions. There are a number of things that are also like free actions. But yeah, generally speaking, you should have a list there. I think I put together a list of like major and minor actions. So yeah,
I am reading them right now,
and
it changes my plan now that I don't have stunt points.
Okay, what are you doing?
I want to.
You essentially have like with your back to a fire pit, you have a bandit that essentially has just rushed up and attacked you. And to your left, another one has just sort of circled around to attack Rogue.
What do I have to do to grab one of them and shove their face in the fire?
It'd be a... What would it be?
I'll grab him by his waistline, and I want to flip him over me.
It'd be a grapple check.
Suplex!
Essentially a grapple check.
RKO out of nowhere.
If you want to roll a...
My God!
And his name was John Cena!
If you just want to roll a strength... Be a strength might check. So a strength check.
Okay, so I'll bring up the thing. That is, for everyone, that is a 3d6 plus associated skill plus focus.
Yes.
I do not have any focus, so it'll just be the skill, which I believe is a flat 2, and I add that to the 3d6.
Yep.
Yes.
Alrighty.
He's learning, by gosh, he's
Oh my
learning.
God.
I'm reading!
He's starting to believe.
The dice falls off the table.
How dare you distract me? Okay, I only got an 8.
8. Cool. You go to grab him as he, as you go to grab him, sort of like trying to grab at his belt to try and sort of like shift the center of gravity. He steps to the side and just sort of smacks your hands out of the way, and just seems to be like staring down at you now, with these sort of just wide, crazed eyes.
You staring down at... Sorry, that's you staring down at me, mate? No. We got beef.
Cool.
That was my major action. As a minor action, if I can do that, I would like to... Well, I just messed up, so I'm going to go guard up.
Okie dokie.
And add +1 bonus to my defense until the end of my turn.
Excellent.
Can I remind you of a skill that you have?
Yes, please.
It might not be useful to have in this situation because it might mean that they just attack Rogue. But you have the ability Dazzle as an envoy.
I cannot remember what it does, but I have it written down.
Level 1, it means they won't attack you. You can make someone not attack you by being...
Why am I the target?
But I'm just saying, the risk here is that if they don't attack you, the next person to attack right there is Rogue. But I'm just reminding you have that ability.
I think in this particular situation, he won't dazzle because he wants him to put him up. They've started destroying the booze.
Put him up!
It can't be forgiven.
I can't reach that guy. My legs are too short. I can reach this guy.
Cool.
I hope he feels his pain through him.
So, off to the side, over to the one at the far left, as he makes his way around towards the slowly shrinking crowd at the back of the room that is making their way out the back door. You all see as he makes his way around and charges forward. Frida lashes out with the
That's
dagger
my girl.
and
Yeah.
buries it into his collar, just like as you see as he sort of like stumbles for a moment and shakes his head as if sort of drunkenly. She goes to like wrench the knife back, and he essentially just swings back and not with the club, but with essentially his knuckles holding the club, just cracks her in the jaw, and knocks her backwards. She sort of stumbles backwards, clutching her face, and sort of in his like stumbling panic hurries back with the rest of the crowd.
Nope.
But that
That's not be allowed.
that did a lot of damage.
Nope.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
Cool.
That I can never have. But that's my girl.
Top of the round. Ulf, it is your turn.
All right. Reloading is a minor action, yes? Reloading a bow?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that means I can't move, but I will start by knocking another arrow and aiming at the one just behind the bar. All right.
Yeah,
I'm
save the
actually
booze.
aiming to hurt this one this time. All right. So that is 1d6.
Well, so
Which
you
I
roll
rolled-
3d6 plus
3d.
your
That's right.
accuracy and bow's focus.
Okay. So that is 2 5s and a 3. So that's 13, 16.
So that hits.
So I don't need to add anything else to that. I could add another 2 to that.
Yep, that's all good. Well, that definitely hits, and you
Alright, so-
you have 5 or 3 stun points.
So there was 2 5s on the normal and 3 on the purple.
Okay, so you have 3 stun points.
3 stun points. All right, what can I do with that? I wonder.
A lot.
Second attack. Oh, I'd have to reload though, wouldn't I? You
Uh,
must have a
no, I
loading
think as long as you
weapon.
have it's one of those things. That as long as you have ammunition, then you can fire. You can do the lightning attack.
Okay, but I just don't get any additional stun points on that.
Yeah, no. So the second attack does not generate stun points.
Okay, well, I will do that. But I'll resolve this first one.
Mhm.
So yes, I fired that shot off. That will be 5 plus 3, so 8, plus my hunter specialization, so 10, plus my archery style makes that 12. Yeah. Bang.
You release like not it is this is very in the grand scheme of things, this is, and especially for what you've been working with in the past, this is very close range. Like if you could fire a bow from the hip, this would be very much in that area. You draw back and fire, the arrow hits like in the upper ribs, and it sinks. Like it's a fair hit as it sort of like buckles for a moment, his head rising to stare at you as he takes another shaky but deliberate step forward.
So as he raises his head, I'm going to fire off that second shot with a 15. So that hits.
Yep, that hits.
Yep. And that will be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. So aiming straight for his head. So as he lifts his head.
Yeah. As he lifts his head, as he takes, essentially, as he lifts his foot to step forward, you see his essentially his jowls curl, starting to about to roar and charge forward. You release another arrow and it just like straight into his forehead, and he just like slumps to the ground without a sound.
I just mutter under my breath. 1.
One.
That one is dead.
You released his inhibitions and his soul.
Cool. So that is one dead. But with that, Ada, it is your turn.
I have a question,
I have an answer.
boss man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you count diagonal as one?
Well, as one, as in two. Yes.
Like 2 yards.
Yes.
2 yards. Okay.
It is so it is like each square is 2 yards. That includes diagonal.
Okay. So Ada would like to take a minor and a major action. First, before she does anything, she sees Frida get hurt. And she has this look cross over her face, and she looks at her left hand and swings her crossbow behind her back and has a minor move with her movement of 14. She can move 7. 1,
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
Mm-hmm.
to here. And then with her major action, she would like to charge to here
Mm-hmm.
and end with a melee attack. But she's not that great.
Excellent. Yeah, just
Let's
Jumping
go.
over tables.
fueled
jumping
with
all-
rage. You hurt my songbird. Cool. Yeah, roll your attack.
This is going to go so badly with her strength of 0. Let's.
Well, it would also be. It would be. Are you just like punching him essentially?
Oh, she's using her short sword.
Okay, so short sword would be is short sword strength or fighting? I don't know if that makes it better.
What does fighting come under? Watch as they
Yeah.
quickly access the manual.
Well, on
Yeah,
your
it's not
on your
violent.
sheet should be there should be one of the skills is fighting on your character.
Yeah, she doesn't
sheet.
have that.
Okay.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
She's fighting one of them.
Yeah. Fighting
Yeah.
is one of the stats.
Yeah, it should
Oh,
be
yeah.
under
She's
death.
got 0.
Okay.
It's fine.
Either way.
Both of them
Go.
are 0. This makes no sense. She had a beautiful crossbow that she could reload for a
Yeah,
turn.
no.
and then
This is
attack later.
pure rage, and I love it.
To be fair, I understand it.
Rage is wonderful. Because I rolled 2 6s.
Let's go.
Oh, do the like
And a 3
stunt,
on a snow.
like mighty blow and do an extra like do that one if you
By the
can.
So,
power of her
Does
backhand.
15 hit?
15 does hit.
Let's go.
Woo!
And she will give a stunt point to the big, the short angry man. Because he might need it.
Mhm.
And she will use Mighty Blow to do an extra 1d6 on the dodge. Because I don't think I'm going to roll that well again.
Cool. So roll your damage then.
Ooh. 10.
10. Cool. You rush forward, like leaping over tables, like essentially from the. You do not, like, consciously or actively, like, map out a path. But as you are standing on the desk, standing on the stage, you see Frida, like, backhanded, like struck away in a like what is a very severe and disrespectful manner. It is not even a proper hit. It was just a, get the fuck away from me, like backhanded swing. You are suddenly in motion. You are leaping across tables, charging forward. As he turns to face you, he's pulled the knife from his shoulder. And you see that wound's deep. Like that's nasty. And as you bring your sword up, he sort of looks up at you at the last moment, just too late, as your sword drives into the exact same point, and skewers him essentially from shoulder to about the middle of his chest. He gives this brief sort of, and then like just falls over backwards. He is dead.
One of Ada's nettings, netting on Ada's left hand seems to flash a little bit, and she literally spits on his corpse and gets a coin out and throws it on his body.
Hell yeah.
Ding dong, the dickhead's gone.
Yeah.
and then just for Rogue turns looks at Frida as she walks out and gives her a wink, and then turns to the rest.
Thank you.
Love
I need
that.
this. This is my soap opera.
You see,
Yeah.
at about this point, the last few civilians are at the back door, and Frida's standing there, like just sort of ushers them through, looks up, sees the that bandit fall, and you standing over him as you turn back and look, and she gives you sort of and then ducks out. Cool.
I love it.
Eric, it is your turn.
Honestly, Eric is not really a fighter. He is a investigator at heart. So he does not know what type of illness these people have, but he's going to try to cure it nonetheless. So he's going to tap into his magic, grab the guy by the face, and cast Cure.
Amazing.
I like that.
So I can touch them and I can immediately cure any disease or poison affecting them. Any ongoing effects of the disease or poison will end, but it doesn't heal damage or anything like that. So if they got hurt, they got hurt. And at the GM's discretion, curing certain toxic, unusual, or magic diseases and poisons may have higher target number or magic point cost.
All right, cool.
I'm sorry, I just saw someone in the chat say they probably have gout.
Hey, if they have gout, they're my knights. Kneel, bitch. They're revolting.
So he has to roll. Oh no, what is it? You have to roll.
I think I just have to. It doesn't say I have to roll, but I know the magic point cost is about 6. I got a target number of 12, and it's like an instant thing.
Okay, cool. So you roll. Yeah. So roll me a casting check, please.
All right, I can do that. So, casting roll, easy peasy. I know that one because I wrote it down, and I got 2 things. I got stump points. Woohoo!
Hell yeah.
Woohoo!
Math. I'm not good at this.
I just love how he heals them, and then Ada's standing there covered in blood, like.
Oh, were we supposed to care about these people?
Technically, I did an oath.
And Ulf is like, another guy has got all these arrows through him.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey guys, look, I made Boromir.
He's like, thank you for saving me. Oh, wow.
Oh,
Like,
my
what I
brother,
say.
my
Too
brother,
soon.
my captain, my king. So what did you
Guys,
get
like-
in the end?
He's just puppeting him around. Sorry, I'm just doing that. That's a 15 casting.
So
roll.
that succeeds.
Cool. And just having a quick look at the magic stones. Pardon-moi.
That's all good. I will say, for the heal part of it, you feel this, sort of like, energy, pass through you and into this character. You get the sense as the magic takes hold and goes through him that it has done. It's done a few things, but it's also, as you pull your hand back, he's like, well, no, actually, as you're pressing it against it, as you feel the magic take hold and it goes through its process, he smacks your hand away and just stares at you with this same wild, angry expression.
You ruined my high, bro.
Okay.
I'm gonna just use the spell stunt lasting spell, so it makes the effect like twice as long.
Cool. So he's going to be very healthy for the next 5 minutes.
I cured his chlamydia.
Yeah, behind the screen, this guy is not a well-to-do person. He's got a lot of shit going on that you have just healed him.
Free
The
healthcare.
gout.
He
That is why,
100%
folks,
had gout.
You do not fiddle the koalas.
He had gout or at least trench foot. So
Yeah, a couple STDs.
Cool.
So that was a major action. Just like, feel like my minor one. Probably, I would want to. Can I run?
Yeah. You can just bolt. There's no
Yeah, just like
there's no, what do you call it? Opportunity attacks in this.
Oh,
you,
awesome.
You got a
you can
stun
just
point,
run.
mate. You'll be fine. You'll be right.
cool. He's just gonna just run, just gonna be like, fuck, and then just runs away. Just nope.
Cool. So so Eric attempts to heal one of them and then bolts.
Yep. Just nope. I'm already squishy.
Mm-hmm. Who was it? Hugo, as you turn around for a moment, there's a moment where you back up slightly and expecting to feel, sort of a shoulder against your shoulder. There is just nothing. As you chance a glance over your shoulder, you are alone next to the fire. As this,
Fine.
as this, the bandit next to you, who you notice as you look over him seems noticeably less pale than he did before. Seems to sort of shake his head and then turns his eyes to you.
It's fine. I'll heal you afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be fine.
You are a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
So that's going to be.
He was gonna die sooner or later.
I'm gonna put salt on that man's scalpels.
That's just bad for my patients, not for me.
So that's going to be.
And you're gonna hate it.
2 attacks for Hugo.
Wait, no, it's gonna
and-
rust them. How dare you?
Okay, that's not
He's
a
gonna
great
pay
roll.
for that. He's gonna pay for that blacksmith to put little dicks on your scalpels.
Oh no! I'll get some
Oh.
lemon juice and a light bulb, and I'll do it
Rust
myself.
'em.
So that is 9 to hit for the first one, which I don't think hits.
Mm-mm.
And for the second attack, that is 7, 10, 14 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
So you'll take 6 points of damage.
Ouch!
As you have this moment, as both of these bandits start to shift towards you, you see the one on this side lunge towards you and strike. You duck as it over your head. You stand up and I'm getting good at this. As the second one just cracks you square in the forehead.
Oh!
This one is going to move to here, and then he's going to charge over the bar to hit Ulf.
Now, how does armor work really quickly?
So armor,
Because I have heavy leather.
yeah. So
and I
you will
have
have
some
an armor rating there.
It's 4 from what I saw in the book. Armor rating 4.
Okay. So basically, unless any of the damage that I say is penetrating or piercing damage, you will minus
Remove 4 from it.
the armor from the damage
Right.
before
cool,
you
cool,
take the damage. So say you've got 4. So essentially, any amount of damage that I say, you take X amount of damage, you minus 4 from it,
4.
and then take the remainder from your hit points.
Easy.
If it
Cool.
if it negates entirely, then it negates entirely. But that is a 6, 9. Sorry, my brain. That is an 11 to hit.
Does not hit.
Cool. So this guy clambers over the bar, swings down on you. But you recognize this is not this is not a trained warrior. This is a street thug.
I just slightly step backwards.
Yeah, very much in that sort of like just literally just step to the side, and you watch as the club just and like bounces off the floorboards.
Ulf is so fucking cool, you guys.
Wow.
And Eric isn't.
Hugo,
I never claimed to be.
Hugo, it is your turn.
I would
You're
like
fine.
to.
You got it.
My God. I would like to use my now stunts. Do they count towards major actions and minor actions?
Stunts are just part of the roll, so it's not like a major or minor thing. It would just be when you make the roll, you get stunt points, and then the points add on, or the points get used for certain abilities during that roll, shall we say, or for future rolls.
Okay, so I got given one stunt point. I'm going to use that stunt point to use the ability or the stunt skirmish. You can move yourself or the target of your attack 2 yards in any direction for each
Ooh.
1 SP you spend. And for that, I'm going to go all out attack.
Mhm.
You attack one adjacent enemy in hand-to-hand combat, throwing full power behind the attack, even though your ability to react to counterattacks will suffer. If you hit, you can choose to replace one of your damage dice with the result of your attack's stunt die, but is not required if the roll is lower. Whether or not this attack hits, you suffer a -2 to your defense until the end of your turn.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So
At the end of your
which
next
one
turn.
are you attacking?
I'm going to attack the one on the left that got healed.
Okay.
That looks pretty healthy because
Mhm.
I'm hoping whatever doping they were doing is gone.
Mhm.
And they're going to feel this. So, yep. And he's also the one I'm going to be using skirmish on to push him 2 feet towards the fire. Actually, 2 feet away. 2 feet away, please.
Cool. So you're hitting him with skirmish to push him away?
All out attack with the skirmish.
Okay, so roll your attack.
Stunt. Yep. 12 with a 6 or double 3s.
Okay, cool. So what's the number on the stunt dice?
6.
6. Cool. So that's 12 plus. Well, anyway, like 12 hits. So yes, that hits. So you have hit, and you have 7 stunt points. If you have the
Fighting.
+1 from Ada.
If I have the brawling thing, does that add the +2 or is that +1?
You have the brawling focus.
Yeah, with fighting.
Yeah, so that would add +2 to your attack roll.
Okay, so yep, so that would be 14.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, and I'm going to definitely replace whatever I roll with the stunt die because that's a 6.
Mm-hmm.
What damage do I roll for unarmed attacks?
It'll be 1d3 plus your. What's brawling under?
Don't remember.
I think actually, I
Yes.
think brawling makes it a d6 as well.
I think because you have the speciality.
Let me just read all that attack.
Oh no, brawling is an accuracy thing. Apologies.
Yeah.
It says if you hit, you can choose to replace one of your damage dice with the result of your attack roll stunt die. Does that mean there's more than one?
No,
It can
so
be.
so it'd mean that
Depends on
if you've hit, it basically means instead of so the brawling thing, it means that instead of rolling damage again, you can just go, I'm just going to use the result of my stunt dice as the damage, which means your damage would be 6 plus your strength modifier.
And strength would be, let me bring it up. 2, so that's 8.
8 points of damage. Cool. And now you have, as I mentioned, you have
A minor action.
well, no, you have 7 stunt points that you could use.
I can't hit him again, can I?
Yeah.
Well, you could use with 7. You can use lethal blow, and
So
that's just 2 extra d6 on your attack on your damage dice.
Mm.
Can I make a point?
Yeah,
You with I believe lethal blow is 5 stunt points,
it is.
which I believe means in skirmish you can move them. What was it? A yard for every point that you spend in it.
Yeah.
Is it 1 yard or 2 yards?
I believe it is. I'm looking at it right now. 2 yards.
2
in any
yards for every
direction.
point you spend. So that would mean that you could hit him with two extra d6 of damage, and push him into the fire.
I would like to do that.
I like it. I like it.
So roll me.
Why am I?
So roll me 2 d6 because you've used your stunt dice for the original d6.
Yep.
So roll me 2 d6.
I got a 2 and a 4.
2 and a 4, so another 6 damage.
And I would like to use my remaining points to throw him in the fire.
Cool. He's going to do a little.
I'm gonna grab him over my head. It's like, you had the booze and what's her name again?
Frida.
I turned around. I was like, what's her name again?
Frida.
And Freya! And I just put his head in the fire.
Yeah, he lets out essentially what seems to be more of a roar of anger than pain. But as he screams and then stands, as he like reels back up, he's clutching his face as he falls over backwards and writhes on the floor. This like smoke and steam like billowing through his fingers.
He's still alive?
No, just for the sake of everything, he's 100% writhing until he is dead on the floor.
I was terrified he was still alive.
No, he is 100% dead. You hurt the booze, and what was her name again?
What was her name again? Frida. Frida!
Cool.
This escalated quickly.
Top of the round. Ulf, it is your turn. You have a dude in your face, and there's a dude
Get it.
still fighting Hugo.
You got a dude in your face.
So, do I reload or do I draw another weapon?
You use your bow to bring his head closer and you smack him with your forehead.
Stupid idea.
They're the best ones.
Just bear with me.
Mm-hmm.
Can I take my bow, put it over his head, having the string at the back of his head, pull my bow forward
Ooh.
towards me, and then just let go and let it smack him in the face? Like all my strength to pull this bow all the way and then just let go. This metal and wood bow straight to the face.
I was gonna say you risk damaging the. Well, you do, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? Yeah.
What do I roll for that?
Roll. Yeah, sure. Roll me an attack.
Okay. All right. So that is a total of 16 with 2 4s, a 4 being the stunt
Point. Cool. Yep. So that hits.
Oh,
The funny bit is I realized this would mean if that missed, that your bow would then be on the other side of the room. Well,
Oh God! Please
shit.
don't let him hit me in the head.
just a random head flies
Only
through the area.
with like double or triple ones.
I would like to just stipulate. Sorry, I forgot to say. I would like to use the minor action guard up afterwards. Get on my
Cool.
turn.
Done. Cool. So what's the damage on that?
What am I rolling for damage?
Just
on that?
roll your bow damage.
Okay,
that's
just
fine.
bow damage.
There's a bow
Just
attack.
minus the archery traits, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so that is 9 damage,
Mhm.
but I have a 4 on the stunt dice, so could I use Mighty Blow for 2, which does an additional 1d6? Can I do that twice?
No. So the only rule as far as stunts goes, you can use any combination of stunts up to the total. The only one that you can use, as one might say, more than once is skirmish, or I think there's another one of the spell stunts or something like that. If it states that you can spend more points on it to get better effects, the only other rule is you can't use the same stunt twice.
No, that makes sense.
In the
I'll
same
use
check.
Mighty Blow followed by Knock Prone then. So that was
cool. Yeah.
That's So
So
9 damage on the first D6 with my +3 plus an additional 4, so 13 damage. And they are knocked prone, which means I get any character making a melee attack against them gets a +1 bonus on the attack roll.
We lost Mac.
He's
Cool.
dead.
So he is, as you like smack into his like pulling back, he sort of like leans forward. As you release the bow, it cracks into the bridge of his nose, and he lets out sort of like a as he flips, like slams onto like his upper back, feet up, as he's sort of just holding his face. Cool.
All right. I still have a minor action. Would I be able to draw my short sword with that? So as he's like falling, I quickly draw my short sword, readying it all. I think that's what it's called.
Just a second, I'm just going to put Mac back in. That's all good.
Yeah, so I'll ready my short sword with a minor action.
Yep. Cool. So you ready your short sword. But with that, it is Ada's turn. You see in front of you the sort of turning around. You look back towards your comrades and the what do you call it? The bandits. The one that you shot earlier is just in front of you, currently sizing up Hugo.
So
You want to run
reloading a
that by me
crossbow.
again?
You heard me.
They do a what?
Reloading takes a major action for a crossbow, so it is like it's kind of like a shot with that. So she's gonna take a moment to just wipe some blood off her face. And she will just, I don't know if this game world has what's the thing where a person gets pincered or anything, but she will come from behind.
Flanking.
Yeah, they've got flanking.
Does not have flanking.
Does not have flanking.
But I'll double check the rules on that after the session, but I don't believe it has flanking.
She will make a sandwich and come behind him and try and like stick her sword in his back. Like not fancy at all, just
shivered him.
Poke you through.
Cool. Roll your attack.
Well, Ada was there. That was 5.
5. Cool.
5.
You
Ada was there.
Go to stab. In a moment, you get sort of slightly realizing that he has his back to you and hasn't really noticed you. You get slightly overexcited and go to stab. As he, twists to bring the club back up. On the backswing, it just sort of like kunk, like you into the forehead. As you like judder and it swings wide.
She quickly looks to make sure Ada's left out the back door. Frida's left out the back door.
She just
they are all like the bar is essentially empty at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel cool.
I saw nothing, mate. I saw nothing.
Cool. Eric, it is your turn.
Eric, as a minor action, he's gonna just move this way, and I think he's gonna do another arcane blast to try to help out his buddy that he ran away from.
He abandoned him.
Abandoned.
Look,
Cool.
I'm squishy. I would
Roll
have
it.
died.
I'm just as squishy as you are.
You're anything if you might be squishier.
Yeah, I might be.
At least he has armor, though.
What?
You have armor, right?
Does
You're
no
a
one in
blacksmith and
this
you
have
don't have
armor?
Oh no. Oh,
Well,
no.
it makes sense if I don't.
I have starting equipment. Envoys don't have armor.
Yeah, we do. We get some
Do we?
weather armor. Yes.
Oh my god.
We'll have to
That's 16 to
double check.
hit.
that. Sorry,
A 16 to hit.
that hits.
Cool. As he his what's it? As his hand glows with magic, he says, "I swore to do no harm, but boy, am I going to be happy to study your corpse." And he throws a bolt of magic, and that is about 8 damage.
8 damage. So that is- cool.
I thought you said bowl of magic instead of bolt, so I'm just imagining a salad bowl of electricity going. "Bah!"
Yeah, I went like this, put it in a bowl, and I just threw the bowl.
Mhm. You fire off this blast of arcane energy. It spirals along the side of the fire pit and slams into this bandit's ribs. Yeah, he sort of recoils from the hit, but he's looking real rough, but he's still standing.
Hey, I did a little bit of harm, but I'm not ending his life. I'm a
Yes.
good doctor.
Cool. With that, it is the bandit's turn. So that's going to be an attack as this one reels as he's reeled back at the backswing and knocked Ada in the forehead. He's going to swing down at Hugo.
Mother.
8.
Yeah,
Swing down.
That is 12 to hit.
Swing low.
that hits.
So that is 5 points of damage. As again, he cracks down on your other shoulder.
Ah!
And Ulf, as this guy, he sort of stands up, and he's going to, as he stands up, he brings his club sort of up into your gut. That is, God, you are just not wanting to give me any stunt points today, are you?
Good.
You don't
Yeah.
need any.
I'm okay with
No
this.
stun points for you.
That
no
is-
armor
You're
for me. I
fine.
think this
You're
is
fine.
fair.
You don't need them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
no, I
think-
don't, because that's 17 to hit,
That hits. Oh no.
and that is
It's fine. I'll heal you afterwards.
4 points of damage.
So no
Which
damage.
through your armor as he took into your gut, it just sort of, you feel the impact, and it's solid, but the armor takes the brunt of it. With that,
staring
Hugo,
menacingly.
it is your turn.
Wait. My armor?
No.
mine.
Oh, fuck.
Oof.
That was me. Wait, so did I just take 4 armor? I'm so confused. 4
No,
damage?
no.
I
You-
did. I did.
You took the damage. He has 4 armor, which means that he doesn't take damage if he takes less than 4 damage.
I put the blood back in my mouth. That never happened.
Stuff my organs
nothing.
back inside me.
He's just like motioning the guy as he's eating, and the guy's just like, ah.
Like a toad, I can just bring my organs back in through my mouth.
Mhm. Cool. With that, Hugo, it is your turn.
Yep, and Hugo is going to do. We've only got one guy left, so I might as well. I'm going to go all out attack again.
Mhm.
I'm going to use brawling. That is a 6, 8, 10, 12.
12 hits.
All right, 12 hits, and I am deaf. Ooh, I'm gonna roll the attack because I only rolled a 2 on the stunt die. Oh, I got 2, but they're not. One's on a stunt die and one's not on a stunt die.
That's fine.
Yep.
Okay,
That's fine.
I
So
rolled a
any
2, so
any
that's 4,
doubles
2.
across the 3 it's fine. It's just the number that is on the stunt die that tells you how many stunt points you have.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Alrighty. How am I going to mess up this guy's day? Let's have a look-see. I am going to... You said he has a weapon, right?
He has it's a cudgel. Like it is a more or less a walking stick that has sort of a large wooden club end.
I'm
If
going
that
to
cracks
use
you in the
my
head, it's still bad.
stunt points because this might set Ada up to do something cool and make her feel like she can make up for the fact that she got bonked in the head, make it look really cool. So I'm going to go pierced armor. You find a chink in your enemy's armor. The target's armor rating is halved, rounded down, versus this attack. Oh, it's versus this attack, but
Sorry, I hooked my boots together for a second.
Just do an extra 1d6, my friend. Take
fine.
the
I'll
glory.
do a mighty blow.
Mighty blow.
Mighty
Smack 'em.
blow.
Just smack him really hard.
Alrighty then. So that's going to re-roll the
Yeah,
6.
you're in
That
good,
is
like,
a 6.
You're in a good like punch in between the legs. Mighty
Yeah.
blow.
Why are you doing that? I'm uppercutting. Gotta get the angle right.
You're gonna blast one.
All right, so that is a 6 on the all-out attack, and then mighty blow d6. That is a 2, so that is 8. Do I add the +2 from brawling? Just double checking.
Yes, if you're brawling, and you would also add your strength bonus.
Okay, so that is then +4, so that is 12 damage
12 damage. Cool.
to his nuts.
To the sensitive.
Hadouken!
Cool. You crack, like just dropping. Actually, yeah, no, still dropping. Dropping the shoulder and just. He doubles over, and there is this just quiet, but like basically right next to this sort of. As he just like slumps over to the side. He is also down.
As a minor action, I'm going to grab him by the ankle if possible, and I'm just going to start dragging him towards Eric.
No.
Like a
why
test
is it-
subject, mate.
Oh,
Who died the worst way? The guy who was cut in half, the guy who was on fire, or the guy who got his balls rubbed?
Are we
Just
the bad guys?
Crack.
Yeah.
full Cassie caged his ass.
Rogue's boxing school is horrifying, but
Mhm.
hilarious.
Cool. Top of the round, Ulf. It is your turn.
All right. So I have my short sword in hand. What I want to try to do, I don't know how much health he has left, obviously.
Mhm.
I want to try to like really maintain eye contact while gently grabbing my bow that is like still, as I would imagine, on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just ram this straight up through his jaw up and just say, this is mine. I don't know if it's going to happen.
Yeah. Roll an attack.
All right. That is a 14 with 2 5s, of 5 being the stunt die.
Yep, that definitely hits.
All right.
What would you like to use your stunt points on?
Let's see. Whatever can ensure I get to do this cool thing.
I mean, at the end of the
Mighty
day,
blow
blow.
might end him.
I mean, yeah.
mighty or lethal blow with 5, you'd be able to do
Yeah,
lethal blow.
Let's do it.
Lethal blow, let's go.
So that is for what is it? It's a short sword, I'm guessing.
Short sword. Yeah.
So it'd be 3d6 plus your strength modifier.
3d6 plus strength. So that is 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 damage.
Cool. Yeah, you like as he sort of stumbles slightly, he goes to reach forward, you grab your bow again, pulling forward as he suddenly just sort of like already overbalanced forward, he sort of almost falls forward as you just the knife straight up under his jaw. through his like almost half roaring, half screaming mouth, you see the blade go through and through the roof of his mouth as he's just staring wild-eyed, his eyes sort of glazing over as he just stares into you, his hands slumped down to his sides. He's dead.
I draw the blade out, take my bow, 2, and that's mine.
Cool.
That's so cool, you guys.
Eric's just sitting off to the side, like
He's just
somehow sitting in a chair, his feet swinging, like.
I love how this whole time what Eric's done is, I'm going to heal you. I'm going to run away and I'm going to shoot you.
I'm a doctor.
Eric's just like, can I get all of your autographs?
Yeah, it's like that was really cool, you guys.
Cool.
That was really cool. I think I healed that guy's chlamydia or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's got chlamydia. The fuck?
He had the healthiest 5 minutes of his life.
He hadn't been that healthy since the day he was born in Alabama.
You walk out. Sorry, as the tavern falls silent, outside you hear a bell in the distance start to ring. As outside there are more shouts and calls, and you hear the telltale signs of essentially the telltale sounds of the guard, the river guard, approaching. You also, as you are standing, like looking over the bodies on the ground, you hear like hasty footsteps sort of trotting down the stairs as Sigrun rounds the corner and marches across towards the back door, taps Eric on the shoulder and just says, essentially points to one of the bodies and just says, get one of them to your surgery as soon as possible.
Drag.
It's like on it, boss.
She ducks out the back door and it just disappears.
Now, which one do I want?
You're taking
Ada
this one.
grabs. Yeah, you take whatever one. But Ada is grabbing the one that she killed
Mm-hmm.
and dragging him out the back door because she's going to dump him in the docks because he's going back to where she's committing his body somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
On the one
This one's got no nuts, but he'll do.
On the one that's really close to me, I want to make a perception check. I have searching to see if there's any identifying markers of potentially who they work for, who sent them, who they could be affiliated with.
Cool. Roll me a perception check. Please.
Perception. All right, that is 12. That's 15 total.
15 total. Cool. Quickly, like ducking down and searching, essentially the telltale places where someone would get get tattoos. Essentially, you find get sort of these markings down one side of the neck. You see a symbol. It is essentially what you recognize to be essentially two interlocking Raiders runes, or the R letter, essentially. As far as you know, it means nothing to you. Like,
I'm gonna quickly try to just cut that bit of flesh off and pocket it.
Okay. Just quickly, it's very like
Yeah, just
yeah.
pocket it.
Ada just wants to check, is the body that her crossbow bolt is in,
Mhm.
is that the one that Eric's in the body of the one that Eric's taking?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
that's the one.
So she has no need to retrieve that one. But she's just, yeah.
Nah, you can have my back.
Cool. So you, Hugo, what are you doing?
I'm dragging a corpse.
Okay, so all of you are dragging. I assume so. What was it? Eric and Ada are carrying the same body out.
Yep, we're gonna drag it so it's out of the sight of the guards at least, or somewhere out of
Mhm.
sight.
Yeah.
So when they get
No,
here, we can hide the body.
I think Ada's carrying a different corpse. She's doing the corpse she killed because she has special plans for that one.
Yep. Yeah.
I see. I'm going to hide the corpse that I'm dragging in case they try to take the corpse. It's my corpse. And then once the
Technically
corpse
it's
is
mine.
out of sight, out of mind, I'm going to walk back and sit on the body of the other one with the burnt face and wait for the guards to show up.
Okay. As you each go off into your own areas, moving to get away for the guards or wait for the guards, we are going to take a little break, and we will be back in just a moment to find out what happens.
A little breaky break.
How's it going, everybody? We hope you're enjoying this episode of our TTRPG adventure, Echoes of Ragnarok. If you'd like to catch one of our live streams, we stream sessions live on Twitch every second Thursday at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. On the other Thursdays, you can usually catch me on the same channel at the same time, playing some video games, doing some art, or just hanging with all of you lovely people. Now, before we jump back into the action, I would like to just take a moment to shout out our channel affiliates, starting with Green Ronin. Now, Green Ronin are best known for the adventure game engine or Age system, which boasts an impressive array of fantastic system sourcebooks. As well as Fantasy Age, which is the system that we use for the Echoes of Ragnarok stream, you can find Modern Age, Blue Rose, and Dragon Age, yes, that Dragon Age, among many, many more. And if you'd like to get your hands on any of the Green Ronin sourcebooks or resources, you can use the code METALGM on checkout to get 5% off any order through the Green Ronin web store. Also, if you're looking for some awesome software and toolkits to make your own immersive TTRPG maps, then you need to check out our channel affiliate, Arkenforge. With Arkenforge, you can make awesome TTRPG battle maps to fit a range of game themes and settings, which can be easily exported for use both in your in-person games or for your favorite virtual tabletop platform. And right now, you can use the code METALGM to get $5 off the Arkenforge toolkit and start making your own TTRPG maps. But with that all said, let's get back to the action. And welcome back. So, sorry, I adjusted my camera slightly during the break, and now my camera's all bad.
My chair keeps losing pressure.
There we go. Following the fight in the tavern, three of you ducked away to take various prizes through to wherever you need to. Hugo deciding to stay behind and wait for the guards to arrive.
I feel like I would wait as well because one, he's helping me carry the thing, and two, I feel like I kind of owe him a quick heal.
One thing you do know, however you take whatever, you know that once the guards show up, the tavern will be locked down.
Okay, never mind. I'm leaving.
I'm fucking gone.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
out.
like
Bye.
essentially to the
Please.
point of like, if you hang out and wait around, like obviously like you will potentially be allowed to leave depending on how they feel about it, but essentially nothing else will be allowed to go. Like this will be essentially tied up for investigation now.
I'm going to kick the corpse in the head and run.
Go.
Am I
And then
able
grab
to
my other corpse
retrieve?
and run.
Am I able to retrieve any arrows before legging it?
Oh yeah, easy enough. It's just, like there's a couple that you have to sort of like they're a struggle to get out, but easy.
You
enough.
gotta push them through so the arrowhead stays on.
Push them to the other side.
Just like
Cool. So the four of you make your way out the back, carrying various prizes, dragging, as directed, one of the bodies back to Eric's surgery. As you round a corner, like peering out from an alleyway, you see a number of the River Guard hurrying down. You notice quite a few people also out in the street, out the front of the Drunken Drakkar who are also damaged, like seemingly sort of like sitting up against walls or lifting themselves up from the ground with head wounds or bruises.
I feel like there's gonna be a line outside my shop. Can I go through a back door?
Would your I imagine your
I'm
practice
part of the
has,
mafia.
yeah,
I'm
your
pretty sure I
practice
have
has
a back door.
Yeah, 100%. You find your way to the essentially the back alley behind your surgery, pushing in through the doorway. The lights flicker on, revealing your surgery space.
I would look to Hugo. It's like, put him up on the table. Please don't touch anything this time.
I'm going to put him up on the table, and I'm going to please not touch anything this time.
So you, like, carrying this body over and just slump him down on the table as he just, like, flops with, all of the energy of a sack of potatoes.
Flop.
Right. You, in the chair.
Who? Me?
Yes, you.
I'm fine.
Get in the fucking chair.
Stay, please.
No.
Yeah, alright. You know I can't say no when you look at me like you're gonna kill me.
I swore an oath. I swore an oath. I swore a fucking
I know,
oath.
and I use it every day and you hate it. This is what you get for leaving me to get smacked in the face.
I try to gather my thing and kind of like, my foot catches as like there's a big still pool amount of blood that's now congealed and just yuck on the floor, and I'm like, oh fuck's sake!
I forgot
While
about that.
Eric is going like for fuck's sake and like all that stuff, can I just look around? Yeah, is this a very like neat and orderly place, isn't it?
I try to keep it probably neat and orderly, but a lot of the equipment is, but books, however, on like magic and like healing magic specifically and other bits are just thrown about the place.
I just quietly say sorry. That's mine.
I'm just gonna like walk past before I jump on something, and I'm gonna swap the labels.
Son of a bitch.
Can you roll me a dexterity check, please?
Absolutely, I will.
And
Fucking mess up my clinic.
Eric,
That's
can you roll me a
12.
perception check, please?
That is a 12 with triple fours. Wait. Let's see if I got any bonuses to this. Dexterity?
Yeah.
That's a +1. That's 13.
Can I have add searching onto it? Because I probably know by instinct this little miscreant's gonna do something while my back is turned.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh,
I still got a 10.
yes!
So you so you find like wandering around as you turn your back and like you wait a moment knowing that Eric is usually pretty vigilant on you, but also knowing that that Eric tends to get pretty caught up in their work. You wait a moment, sort of holding until you see in your peripheral. You see Eric turn to the body on the table, and you like just look up and see these two labels that are just starting to peel slightly and seem to be possibly like slightly fresher glue than the rest of them. As you just quickly
Please tell me it's like, what's the stuff you use to put people to sleep?
A sedative of some kind.
Yeah,
It's like
sedative.
It's a sedative, and I'm gonna swap it with the adrenaline.
Why would I keep
my
those
God.
next to each other? That's just bad system planning on my
just put
part.
all of the bottled things on the side.
Yeah, the bottles go up in the safe shelf.
Yeah.
It's like It's a cleaning day. I'm reorganizing.
Cool.
There you go.
Well, that's going to be fun later.
Sure, make a note of that.
Cool. So yes, you do that. Cool. Eric, what are you doing?
I am like gathering bits and pieces. I'm trying to, Actually, no. He's my friend. I'm like trying to gather some like extra little bits to just help heal wounds, but I feel like I am going to try to get Hugo in the chair so I can healing touch him.
I'm gonna hop in the chair like a good boy. There you go, mate.
And casting. Woo! I got the stunty points. Good job, me.
Hell yeah.
That is. Excuse me. There's a 16. I'm pretty sure that's fine.
Yeah. So for healing magic and stuff like that, it just needs to beat your target number.
Yeah.
So generally, it's like I believe the target number for healing touch should be like 10.
It's 10.
10. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, that the spell goes off. So you just roll the healing.
Yep. So that is for each magic point spent. I'll just do MP cost like 3. So I'll do like the max I can do.
He actually cares. Wow.
Oh.
How dare you? I take my work seriously.
They say the Earl of Gout's heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Help me! I'm feeling.
And I'm leaking.
It could have been emotion, or it could have just been the gout.
Mm-hmm.
The Earl of Gout's heart got gout.
The difference between gout and emotion for Eric, indistinguishable.
I can't tell the difference. You get 9 points of healing back.
You see all my wounds stitch up, and I just look up and like, good boy, Eric.
Just immediately just put a rag over his face. I'm just like, I don't want to look at you anymore.
Is this part of the healing process? I don't remember. Am I getting a shave while I'm here?
Yeah, sure. Just stay there. I'll get you a shave in a second, or whatever.
Oh, yeah, just a little bit on the sides. I want a number 2, please. Thanks. I'm going to lean back and relax.
Yeah. While that's happening, I turn to Ulf and it's just like, have a seat wherever you can find one. I'm just going to get started.
I just gently lean against a shelf, sort of testing to see if it's stable.
There is a brief moment as you lean. There's like the slight clinking of glass as you sort of, and then you're like, nope, no, it's steady. It's all good.
Panic.
Yeah.
And I feel like for a bit, Eric is going to just get started. He's going to be washing his hands. He's going to lay out all of his equipment, nice and meticulous-like, and going to like start drawing on this body. And he's going to just start to perform an autopsy.
Mm-hmm.
Hugo's using one of the scalpels to do a little bit of shaving up the top.
I just grab it and smack you across the head.
Ah! I've only got it half done.
Wolf's going to glance over to Ada really quickly.
Ada's not there.
Oh, Ada's not there? Oh, my bad.
Ada's fishing.
My bad.
Fishing.
Wolf is going to stand there.
Ada's gone off to do something creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I pull out the flesh that I cut off.
Mm-hmm.
Eric going to do something creepy. I'm gonna pull out the flesh that I cut off.
I feel like Eric is literally just like doing that. Just notices like the flap of flesh and just like.
Does that come off you, mate?
unlike you, I didn't get touched. But besides that, Eric, does that one have this on it? This mark, this tattoo?
Unlike you, I didn't get touched. Hooty.
It's like, I feel like since I probably declothed this man, do I see a similar tattoo?
Yeah. Like looking over him, he does not have it in the same place. Oh, well, you wouldn't know. But yeah, you find essentially on like his upper inner forearm, you see the same tattoo.
It's like, that's curious. Do I recognize it at all?
Roll me an intelligence check, please.
You got it. That's a 14, please.
14.
Mhm.
You've seen this symbol before. You can't really place it. But you know it is something. At the very least, you know it is something that Sigrun has brought to you before, or members, either Sigrun or Khan has brought up this symbol at some point before, perhaps asking if you've seen it, or just to bring things to your attention. You gather in this case, it is most likely another potential syndicate or gang within Vartengard.
It's like, seen it before, I think.
Give it here.
Must be some sort of gang symbol,
I
not too
gently
familiar.
pass over. That's not damage it.
Can I use law, the skill, and try to see if I remember this from any of my training?
Sure. Roll me a law check.
That is a laws +2, 17.
17. Cool. Yeah, you've there's not a lot to know. It is these, but you recognize being one that's probably has a workshop that is sort of a tasty potential target for some of these sorts of people. This is the sort of like brand of a local, very much a sort of smaller up and coming gang known as the Razor Runners. They are, from what you have gathered from them, even for someone that is not particularly involved in organized crime here or anything like that, they are more thugs than criminals. Like, they are muggers, they are, breaking in, they're petty larceny, muggings.
They don't have any class.
They do not, like, you gather that essentially it is more, if they are on the Varg's books, it is more as these guys are kind of show up and mess everything up. So just keep an eye on them.
And what were they called again?
The Razor Runners.
Razor Runners. Gang. All right. Part of me wants to be like, nah, I've never seen it before. But it does belong to the Razor Runners.
Right.
I've seen it before. I'm just messing with you. No, they're low-level thugs. Most likely someone has paid them a lot to go and rouse up a bunch of places. They're not the type to go and do anything like this because it doesn't make them money. They make petty coin. They're your street thugs. They are no class whatsoever. Like, these are the drongos of the crime world.
Ada, you may not have seen the symbol, but you know the name, and all of this rings very true.
They're the ones who'll show up to your door, be like, "Oh, you got to pay us for security," or they'll break your place. And then the moment a big fish shows up, their tail's between their legs. So if I don't think this was them just doing something stupid. I think someone had made them do this. They don't have the balls for this.
Well, the way they were acting, they didn't seem quite themselves, given what you said. Their eyes, the pale skin, their face.
I didn't see much of their eyes.
Everything about them was off. And I've seen a few things in my time. Nothing exactly like this, but there's definitely something going on. I want to know more.
Eric, what's wrong with them?
Nothing I've ever seen before, I can tell you that much.
Can you roll me, Eric, can you roll me an intelligence check, please?
You got it. Oh, it's high, it's good. That's 14.
14, cool.
Mhm.
Going through, the general steps, checking for any sort of inflammation, anything, sort of any telltale signs of chemical or external effects.
Yeah.
You find nothing. There are no signs in here of there is no abnormal inflammation, nothing surrounding the stomach that seems to be off, beyond what you would expect from someone who has lived in the slums for their entire life. No signs of any sort of chemical.
So nothing in their blood, nothing in their stomach, so...
No.
And, no track marks, anything like that, so...
I'm
yeah.
taking your salt.
Taking my what?
I start brewing a circle of salt around the body.
You're making a mess.
Yeah, well, you can clean it up later.
Oh.
And I'm going to start. I was like, get out of my circle. Get away from me.
All right.
Circle.
Ulf, come here. Let's have a look at you.
A corpse is an object, isn't it?
Well, yeah, technically.
I would like to use Identify Enchantment on the body.
Sure. You
Takes me 1 minute to cast.
Takes 1 minute to cast. Cool. And does it have a TN rating there?
It has an MP cost.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
2. So I believe I can cast it once a day.
Yeah. It also does it not also have a does it have TN there anyway?
Yeah.
I will find it.
If it has a minute casting time, it may not, but
if someone could bring that up, because I'm having trouble finding it.
In the meantime, can I cast another healing touch on lovely Ulf? Very cool, awesome Ulf.
Is this just a attempt to touch me, given the fact that I'm not injured?
It's like, oh.
Yeah, I was the one who got the shit kicked out of me, but thanks for that.
Thanks for reminding us of that.
It has a target number of 10. So roll a casting roll. So to be a roll plus your intelligence modifier, because I don't believe you have the focus for the magic.
Nope, that's all good. I have the Arcane Disciple one. TN. Sorry, it's target number at the bottom.
Target number.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes. I didn't realize you written down the whole thing.
And I believe I used my intelligence for it. I believe. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 14.
14, so it passes. So you've casting Identify enchantment. There is nothing there.
If it makes you feel any better, this is not an enchantment, and I wasted your salt because it was completely unnecessary. And I'm just gonna go sit down in the chair again.
It was insult.
Suppose I'll get my broom then.
I've got to be
whole
honest with you.
circle
real
all to
quick.
myself. It was great.
I've got to be honest with you two real quick. So you know how we had that big meaningful moment, before I wandered off, showing me how there's good in the world and everything?
Yeah.
That was a fucking lie, wasn't it?
No. There is some good, mate. It's just there's a lot of bullshit mixed in with the rest of it. You got to pick that like bits of sand or bits of salt out of some sugar.
But seeing good innocent people be attacked like that, nah.
Oh no, you got to make sure they're okay.
You can see he starts to get a bit fidgety and a bit angry.
Mm.
I'm not standing for this at all. What did they do wrong? The people I killed, they did something wrong. What did these ones in the tavern do?
Wrong place.
Enjoying
wrong time.
themselves, having fun with their friends and family? No, not happening. I don't care about this town or these people, but that's not right. And he just walks out the back for a moment, at the back door.
Mhm.
Can we keep him?
It's like, he's not a dog, Hugo.
I want to keep him.
Down. Cool. So you head out the back into the night air, taking a few breaths to steady yourself. Cutting over to the harbor at a space where the shadows of night deepen slightly more, where the water is deep and murky, and it is very quiet. A lone elf drags a body across the wooden planks to the edge of the pier. Ada, what are you doing?
Ada takes out a little flask and she pulls it open, unrolls it, and it's not water, it's salt water. And she kind of sits the body up and opens their jaw, but kind of her face has kind of gone almost dark blank. And she's puts her hand over his face and drags the bottom of his jaw open. And she says, "There is no hell or Valhalla for you. You touch someone who belongs in my net, and so your soul will be dragged down to Ran, where you will be made to suffer. And she will eat your soul alive." And then she just takes the salt water flask and shoves it in his mouth, pouring salt water down his throat. Grabs a coin, shoves it in, slams his jaw shut, and takes with her jaw, hands on the bottom of his jaw, just pushes him in the water. And just stares.
His body crumples backwards, falling off the edge of the pier. There is a as he hits the water, and there are ripples that splash outwards from the dark, almost pitch black water of this point in the night. As you stare down, watching the ripples and the body slowly sink into the dark, gloomy depths, it's hard to say if it is the light or the ripples in the water, but there is this almost like patchwork, like a net of shadow that covers his body, and suddenly he is just into the darkness. As you watch and you stare down at the inky darkness, there is a brief moment as you're staring, and this frustration, you feel this fire burning up inside of you, remembering that image, seeing the bandits attacking your friends, the people that you have lived with, the people that you have built a business with, a relationship with, the woman that you've wanted that refuses to allow you to take her in to protect her. And as you look down, as the ripples smooth out, you see a reflection looking back at you. But it's not, as you look at it, as the water clears and the reflection comes into view, you see a hunched, gangly figure, a dark, flea-bitten hood covering its eyes with this giant, black-toothed grin staring back at you. One shoulder, it's long, from underneath this thick, like shaggy cloak, these long, like almost gangly, gnarled fingers and hands reach. As you sort of take a moment and like shake your head, you look down and you see your reflection in the moonlit water looking back at you.
Ava makes the protection signs of all the gods of the waters. And that's the same face you saw at the end of the hallway?
As you take a moment and you look, I imagine Ada... I imagine in my mind that it's almost a... Yes, it is. But there's in part of my mind, it's like that idea that Ada makes every excuse for it not to be. It's sort of like, no, it's just, I'm just making that connection. It's a thing, whatever. But 100%, it was the same figure.
Ada, who's always been very comfortable with the shadows, on the walk back to go to catch up with the others, seemingly walks more in light than she does by darkness this time. And as Radisok appears from the shadows, as he's always about, she literally just tells him to close it down for the night. Send everybody home.
He gives you just like a curt nod, then turns around and just disappears into a shaded
As he does, she grabs him quickly by the arm. Stay in the light tonight. And then lets him go.
He looks at you as if expecting you to start laughing. As if it's like he's sort of almost testing the like confused testing sort of what? And then sort of just nods. So as he turns and starts to like scuttle off down, staying in the brighter parts of the street. He looks, as he's running, he looks so out of place. Like he almost you know that there are like a lot of your employees that are very much like they're okay with being in the light. Like they're okay with being seen. They know how to be nonchalant, they know how to blend in. Radisok entirely works in the shadows. Like he is, he looks just, it's like watching him run in bright light is almost in that sense of looking at him and going, is he doing his own theme music? Like, is that a... But it's, he rushes off down the road as you make your way back to your friends. Back at the surgery, out the back, in the back alley, Ulf, you stand, tell me what Ulf's doing at the moment.
Just got his hands behind the back of his head, sort of looking up at the sky, deep breaths. Says to himself, I thought I left all this shit behind. I thought I was going to get away from this. But it just follows me, doesn't it? It just always follows me.
As you talk, there's a brief moment of silence. As you hear from beside you, a voice speaks, and then there is the striking of a match. As you hear a voice just off to your right that just says, "Do you know what the difference between Utgard and the civilized world is?" Just for reference, Utgard is what is a referral for anything that is not within a city. As you look over, you see in the shadows, perched atop a bunch of crates, you see illuminated in this matchlight as she lights a pipe. You see Sigrun's face. She looks over and breathes plumes of smoke through her nostrils as she says, "Utgard is honest. Utgard, as you would know, it's a fight for survival. It's beasts and men and hard, and honestly, sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. In here," and she gestures to the city around us, "we cling to this facade of civilization. This mask of justice, honor, empathy. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to survive."
You claim honor in this city. I'm yet to see any. I've seen, as you mentioned, masks, facades. It's all just lies, isn't it? It's... Perhaps I was just fed a lie that there is peace in this world. I know they said there is, and I know plenty of people believe there is. But no, I've never seen it. And I had a glimpse for a moment, and then it was shattered. It doesn't exist.
She takes another draw on her pipe and says, "Perhaps. There are those that would hide themselves from this world. Those that would don this, those who have donned this mask for so long they no longer know what their face looks like. But she sort of steps down into sort of a closer view as she sort of locks eyes with you and says, "What does that mean for us?"
I still owe you. And as someone who actually has honor, I'm like, I keep my word. And once that's paid, we'll see what happens after that.
I think you handled yourself very well. You fight the way I expect a soldier of Vali to fight. You are honest. You are understanding of the reality of combat. But you are not savage. And I respect that. We of the Varg understand business. But we are not thugs. We are not savages. We look after our own. As I imagine you do. And whether there is good in this world, I mean, that is up to you to decide. But I hope at the end of the day, I can show you that there are things worth fighting for in this city. Perhaps even if it is just pretty girls.
Currently, all I want right now is the name of whoever runs that shithole of a gang, the Razor Runners. I want that name.
She smiles and she goes, "Oh, the Razor Runners, was it?"
Yeah.
Well then, it looks like you might be in luck. Now, has that dead man figured out what's wrong with, well, the dead man?
We can go have a look. I
Good.
kind of stormed out of the place.
It's all good.
Oh, I did not need this.
She, claps you on the shoulder and gives, a fairly, sort of tight squeeze. She nods and says, "It's a bit of a culture shock, but you get used to it. It gets claustrophobic in here." As she, taps her pipe against the wall, scattering embers across the ground. And, pushes open the door to enter back into the surgery room. She turns to Eric and says, "Anything to report?"
Nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. Nothing. There's no discoloration at the mouth. There's no nothing they've ingested. Their blood is clean, besides a couple of normal diseases here and there, but there is nothing physically wrong with them.
Eric, I know this is difficult, but I need you to breathe. Good. So either this was a genuine attack, or we're looking at something magical.
No, we tested for that. Ain't no enchantment on this body unless it fades after they die, which shouldn't. And according to Ulf over there and Eric when they were fighting them, and Ada, they got a good look at their eyes and their pupils were pinpricks. So hence why we thought it might be drugs.
I even thought a cure spell might have worked for any magical diseases. Didn't take.
I mean, he looked like he got some complexion back to him.
Sigrun, looks around the room, scans the room and says, "Where is Ada?"
She went off in the other direction. I think she didn't take too kindly of a one of those thugs smacking one of the prettiest girls in town. And I can't blame her, to be honest.
Ah, yes. She's fond of that one. Now.
Uh-oh. Shit.
So she turns and says, "So, Ulf tells me that this is, potentially connected to the Razor Runners?"
I pull up the, limb that has been tattooed, just yep, looks like, they decided to get high with whatever something they had, or if someone gave them something, and decided to go on a killing spree. For whatever reason, I have no idea.
Well then. She turns to Ulf, says, Sounds like you have your first lead.
Seems that way. Have you got any more information for us, though?
I know where they tend to hang out. Not entirely sure on where their base is, but I know the bar where they hang out, generally.
Do I know anything?
No.
Okay.
Like, generally, gangs, even small ones such as this, keep this sort of thing pretty lock and key.
All good.
And the name of that place would be?
She gives this sort of opens her mouth to answer, and then gives this like disbelieving chuckle as she says, "The Crowbar." It's quite possibly the shittest dive bar you will find in this city.
It certainly sounds it. Well, I'm off then. Goes outside.
She claps, like grabs your shoulder as you go to walk past her, and she says, "I do very much love your energy, boy, but considering the kerfuffle that tonight is going to be in, I would recommend having a rest until the morning."
Fine. I just push the hand off.
Good. So, thank you. Turns to Eric. Is like, "Thank you very much for your endeavors." Looks over at Hugo and is like, "And I'm sure you helped."
Of course I did. I busted his nut. The man's a eunuch. And I tested it to see if he was enchanted, you know?
Well then. Good. Well, I've definitely had enough excitement for one night. If you'll excuse me. She heads out the front door, walking, takes a few steps at the point that she sees Ada. And stops, just stares at you for a moment.
Cigarette?
Ada? You in another life, you'd have done well in the Varg.
Hmm.
I certainly hope that door isn't... Well, at least I hope it's not locked.
We'll see if the needs of my people and the Varg ever align.
We'll see. Have a good evening. She steps past and heads off down the street, arms clasped behind her back as she's sort of just glancing around nonchalantly.
And because flirting is how she deals with trauma.
Mm-hmm.
As Sigrid walks away, she does turn around and yell back, "It doesn't mean that we can't align," and then walks away.
As you walk away, like, Sigrun does not call back at all, but you see just a very amused sort of and you make your way over to the surgery.
Ada kind of walks in the door and just looks at Eric and asks, "Do you have a notepad and a pencil?"
It's like, notepad and pencil over there, and as he's like fixing, like putting like a blanket over the body, probably finishing up, and like just already scrambling to get more bits and pieces ready, because he is planning to open up his clinic for the night for anyone else that have gotten hurt.
And Ada will take the notepad and pencil and start to try, and it might take her some time, and it might be the next day, but she will attempt to draw the face.
Cool. You sit and you draw, and every time you feel like you are getting close, there is a detail there that you don't remember drawing, and it is just slightly off, and you crumple up the piece of paper and throw it aside, and then you start again, and again there is something that just doesn't quite fit, and again you crumple it, throw it to the side.
I feel like Eric would just pick up a bin and just put it beside her, and just like, and just kind of look at her, just like.
You're sitting there, and it's almost like there is something in this, that the face that you are drawing, it is never, as you finish it, or even as you get close to having all the details down, there is something that it is not, it's just not right. It's not exact. And it happens, and it just, every single time that you draw it, you get to that point where it's like, enough of the details are down, but there is something that is not clicking.
Can I, as she's drawing these, take them from the bin? And I'm just gonna, like, just as she's drawing, whether or not you're conscious of, I'm not trying to hide it, I'm just like looking at it.
No, I think she stops getting conscious of it at all and is just kind of almost in this trance of fixation of trying to draw this undrawable face that is haunting her.
Just gonna look over a couple of these, see the similarities and a few differences, drink some rubbing alcohol, put it back on the shelf.
Eric grabs it and pulls it away. No, I need that.
Looking over these faces, there's something in a lot of them. In all of them, they almost seem, they would be funny if they were not so disturbing. They are, sort of, you see a figure that has this like flea-bitten blanket hood that is pulled down almost to like the bridge of the nose, covering the eyes in shadow. This long, gaunt face with like wisps of a beard hanging off it. The face is twisted into this wide, manky-teethed, black-toothed grin, with this large, almost like bulbous, pocked nose. It is, as I mentioned, like, you're looking at it and going like, this would be a hilarious, caricature if it weren't horrifying.
I'm gonna keep these.
After a while, Ada just stops, rips like the last one off, and just is like, whatever. Just seems to just like snap out of it and be like, ugh. And then just looks around at everybody else like, what you doing?
Cool.
So,
Eric
trying to reach for something on the shelf to drink.
Slap. Eric would look at Ulf like, and say, "There's a bed in the back if you need to rest," which I do insist on resting. You must die this morning. But if you are too agitated, I can make some mild sedative for you.
I reckon I just need some alone time. And he makes his way to where you motioned the bed was.
It's like, he just, looked at it, it's like, well, I'm not sleeping tonight. You two are welcome to stay, granted you don't make a mess or drink any more of my stock.
Maybe you should have a sedative and put yourself to sleep, mate. You look like you should use a nap.
It's like, Ada, there's tea in the back, and there's also actual liquor in the actual cupboard. Don't let him drink it all, and for God's sake, keep him away from my rubbing alcohol.
Is that what that was?
And I just
thought it
turn
was for
around.
eye surgery.
I turn around. It's like, it is! And I turn around and I open my door and like potentially turn on like a barber sign to like let people know like I'm open.
You see, there are like, as you turn on the light and as you open the door and turn on the light, there are a number of people who, a number of shapes that shift and sort of lean out from the alleyway just down from where you are and start to sort of move over to come in. Some people, various people with, you know, number of injuries that are, you know, telltale signs of cudgels and being just blunt force trauma, essentially. And you start going through the motions with that.
Yeah, taking down names. But Eric would make a point of taking less payment than necessary.
As
Ada goes. Ada says, "Ask where that happened, where they got injured. Was it just at the one bar, or was it multiple places?"
asking through, most of them seem to be, it's like, it sounds as if some sort of fight happened outside the tavern that progressed inside. They mentioned that they say, like, you know, asking about sort of what happened, they mentioned they were sort of sitting just watching the shows, listening to the local music, and suddenly these bandits just came out of nowhere and started attacking people. Doesn't seem to be any sort of, they said there was no instigation, there was no build up, it was just a straight up attack. As the four of you settle in for your night activities, and with this new threat and target set up and ready in the morning, that is where we are going to end tonight's session.
Good stuff.
That was great.
Hell yeah. Thank you all very much for playing. It's really, really cool. We're getting to some cool stuff here.
Oh, absolutely. We did our first combat and then all that heavy roleplay. Everyone did fantastic.
Hell yeah.
Everyone's so cool.
Everyone's so cool. All of you so cool.
You are, though.
Ulf is like super intense and like he's like, society has failed you. You had such high expectations for it and it has failed you.
Well, it's
Also,
Ada. That was like
What?
Dragon. Like that whole thing was.
That was sick.
wow.
Delightfully
that was sick.
badass. Love it. My gosh.
I will say, as much as like with all of you, I sort of like jumped in and did some like background stuff with like, oh yeah, cool, like this would be cool and this thing is cool. Ada and I, like, Mootley and I, like, very much, we, like, there was a whole section that she was like, I want to be this. And I'm just like, yeah, cool, I haven't built that yet, but I was going to, so let's go. And then suddenly was like, hey, this is a thing, right? And I'm like, yep, definitely. And we had like a full conversation surrounding just like, yep. And there's some really cool shit coming. I'm
Hell yeah.
very excited.
Woo. There's a nice god associated with Ada as well. I just would like to point that out.
There is a nice one.
There is a nice guy.
That's not interesting.
You ask.
We want the creepy one.
Yeah, you just turn around to Ada and be like, "You're God," and she's like, "Do you mean the nice one, the dead one, or the bitch?" Anyway.
I got 3.
Real
You'll
quick.
find out more if you stay tuned 2 weeks from now.
Indeed. We will be back in a fortnight, so that will be the 19th? Yes, the 19th. We live stream on Twitch every second Thursday at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. But on the other Thursdays, you can catch me just hanging out, doing some art, playing some games, doing whatever. Also, 100%, if you are following me here, wherever that be on Twitch or YouTube, if you're following me on one, you should 100% be following me on the other one. But also, you should be following all of these lovely people on their socials as well. You can find all of their links in the panels below or in the doobly-doo if you're watching this on YouTube. And also, make sure you check out our affiliates, Green Ronin Publishing and Arkenforge, and use the code MetalGM to get a nice little discount, and that helps out our channel as well. Especially if you are enjoying the system that we are running, or the map that we used today for our combat was a map that I made in Arkenforge. So go and check them out, because they do really, really cool stuff. But anyway, with that all said, thank you all very much for watching, and we will catch you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Catch ya.
Earl of Gout.
Earl of Gout.
Earl of Gout.